Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're talking about Russell's Reserve 13. But first, couple things. Sorry for the late upload. It's been a little crazy and hectic around here since I came back from my trip to Dallas and Phoenix. And while I was in Phoenix, I met up with Peter from Whiskey is a Journey. We did a collab video, and it's a newer thing on YouTube, and we thought that maybe when we did the video, it would be on both channels. Apparently not. So it's going to be on his channel on Monday at noon. And I'll talk about it again on my video that I post on Monday, and I'll post it on noon so that his video will be live. I've already seen the video. It's pretty good. So definitely check out the video on Whiskey is a Journey Monday at noon. We're both on it. We're reviewing a bottle. But it's pretty funny. So definitely go check that out on Monday. Also, we're about 1 week away from Black Friday. So, obviously I've reviewed a couple of things lately, and there's discount codes for all the things I reviewed. So there's 5% discount code on already lower prices on the eCozy Ice Maker, and ProCase gave me 15% off of the ear protection that I reviewed on the gun video. So if you haven't seen the gun video, a little different than the whiskey videos, but something a little different. And this is supposed to be gun related channel too, but didn't know how YouTube was going to do all that kind of stuff. But it was green and everything, so that's good. Let's do a giveaway. All right, so this giveaway is for the Art of the Spirit video. So it's six videos, bottles that I did in that video? I think so. So I did say I was going to do multiple. So Kenneth Wood 6862, and I'll do one more. David 07418-X2Q. Both of you guys send me email. I'm gonna get you guys those samples. All right, so let's get into the video. So today's video is gonna be about the brand new Russell Reserve 13. This is batch 6. And I got this right before I went on my trip, and knowing that I was gonna do a review of this. I haven't tried it yet, but I did take out the 2-ounce sample that I'm gonna do as a giveaway. So it gives a little bit more ear. And this is spring 2025, even though I got it in November. I did trade a bottle for this. That's how I got it. Thanks, Rishi, for helping me out with that. And the proof on this is 123.8. And I'm comparing it to the one I have currently open. And this is the Russell's Reserve Batch 4. This came out spring of 2023. And this is 114.8 proof. So definitely higher proof on the newer batch. So we'll see if the newer batch beats out batch 4. Now, I did just pick up a batch 1 while I was in Phoenix. And if you guys like my haul videos, do not miss November's haul video. It was already going to be pretty good, and Phoenix just blew it right out of the water. It's going to be a crazy one. So definitely stay tuned for like the first week of December for that video. But let's get into the blind. All right, so A on the nose. A on the nose, really enjoy. Purple and red Jolly Rancher, both of them, which I don't think I've said that about any other bottle that I got both of them, but maybe. Oak, strawberry chapstick, a little funkiness, and toasted marshmallow. Great nose, really good nose. Let's go to B. Okay, so definitely different. It's not as candy fruit forward as A. It's more oak. I still get some of that funk and toasted marshmallow notes that I was getting on A. Shut the f. Some red fruit, some peanut butter notes, which I didn't get on A. And it is still sweet. Let's get into the palate. Okay, first sip of the day. Very interesting and complex palate and finish. So we got purple Jolly Rancher, peanut, red fruit, vanilla taffy, because it was chewy. I even wrote chewy. So I was like, this is like such a chewy pour. On the finish, more peanut, slate anise, oak, vanilla, savory. It's very thick. Okay, second sip. All right, a lot of the same. I did get a lot more cinnamon on the palate this time. The purple Jolly Rancher note, which I usually get on Buffalo Turkey products, and I would have to look to see if I've gotten it on Wild Turkey products before. That usually indicates to me it's Buffalo Turkey. If I'm starting to get it on other things, that's not going to be a very good indicator for me, which is unfortunate, but I do love that note. And this gets a lot of complexity with that purple Jolly Rancher note, but that's to me the sweet note on the underlying of all the other notes. One more sip. Again, a lot of the same stuff. I did write slight funk on the finish. It's not a bad funk or anything, and it's very minute, but it's not overly sweet. And so there's definitely something there that's kind of like making it not as sweet. And I'm just gonna go with slight funk for that. But overall, delicious. I really enjoy A. Let's go to B. Well, not the biggest fan of B on the first sip, which isn't good because it was significantly proofier tasting than A, so I'm guessing what that could possibly be. Oh boy. So I wrote intense wood and red fruit on the palate, proofier vanilla. On the finish, a slight peanut note, which wasn't my favorite peanut note. It was like the wet peanut note. Oak and Windex. I wrote chemical product because of every time I said Windex, people are like, how do you know what Windex tastes like? Again, you spray a glass window with Windex. You get that in your face sometimes, okay? It's not like I was drinking as a kid. Would explain a lot though. Okay, that was the first sip. Hoping the second sip is better, but right now, the palate is pretty good. So I wrote big red gum. I was like thinking, it's like, oh, this is very cinnamony, chewy. Although they have a gum for that. So I wrote big red gum. It's a good amount of wood, intense red fruits on the palate. It is pretty good on the palate. But once I get to the finish, that peanut note isn't my favorite, and that Windex note is still there on the second sip. Not my favorite. And that's kind of like the lingering. The lingering is that like Windex note, which I don't know about you, but I don't want Windex on my palate after drinking whiskey, especially $200 whiskey. One more sip. Man, really wishing that finish would change itself, but it's not. Because the palate keeps getting better. So I wrote dried raisins this time, so I got a little bit more darker fruits on the palate, but that finish, it keeps being that not so good peanut note and the Windexy note. I don't know how much A-being I have to do on this one, but I will drink some water before and kind of see how maybe some water on the palate maybe helps B. Man, putting water on the palate actually makes the Windex note even stronger. So let me see if I can drink as much water to get rid of that note. B after some lot of water. Way more water than I usually drink. Interesting. So the water on the palate, or at least drinking this after drinking water, I got more purple Jolly Rancher, but overall the palate kind of got muted and the finish actually got better. So you're taking away the great palate and making the finish a little better, which the finish wasn't good at all. So I don't know if that's better. The lingering note's still not that good. It's not Windex, but it's just kind of Windexy still. This glass can't get away from the Windex note. One more sip. Okay, now that sip was actually pretty decent. I actually was just trying to see if I could just not get the Windex note and enjoy it. And I did. Still no Windex note on the linger, which is usually where it was popping up. Kind of got a little bit more cherry on the finish this time. I'm gonna do one more sip and kind of see if it's actually pretty good. I got a little bit more marshmallow on the palate, so the palate continues to be amazing. On the finish, I almost got a whole different finish on this time. Oak, which I was getting before, red fruit, and dankness. Now my favorite type of dankness, not like, you know, there's different types of dankness, right? There's like basement-y dankness, and then there's like you left your clothes in the washing machine wet for a day dankness. And that's more this type of dankness, it's kind of moldy. There's also like library book dankness. You know, what other danknesses are there? I'm sure you guys have a bunch because it's a very broad term. Did it get better overall on that sixth sip? Yes. Let's just go back to A and see if A is still just significantly better than B. Yes, it is. It is just so good. But I didn't drink water before, so I do usually do that. Okay, so after some water, yeah, water on the palate kind of mutes it a lot. That cinnamon note on glass A is so good. All right, be right back with some scores. Okay, you guys know what I was drinking. You pretty much know how this is gonna end. So if you want to win 2-ounce samples of both of these, even the one that I don't have too much left of, because I love you guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with capital letters RR13VS for Russell Reserve 13 Versus. I don't think anyone's going to put that together, so perfect. All right, so you guys already know there's no way that A was going to lose this. I stopped drinking. You guys saw all the drinking, so unfortunately, this year's batch, and now maybe it just needs to open up a little bit more. You know, I got this a couple weeks ago, and you know, I've had this probably a year or two possibly, or a max of 2 years. So it definitely has some more air. Then this year's 2005 spring release batch 6 scored for me a 3.2. And yeah, it just the finish is what really killed this. So I'm really hoping maybe some air will open this up a little bit. I'll probably throw this to my Whiskey Cigar Club next weekend just to let other people try and see kind of like how they think about it, and it'll give it 2 more weeks of air. So the winner is batch 4, which I'm trying to like off the top of my head trying to remember if people love the batch 4 or not. I do remember people loving like the batch 1 and 2. And I feel like people weren't the biggest fans of like the middle batches. But today, this scored a 4.15 for me. It's phenomenal. I really enjoy that a lot. So that's these 2 bottles. Let me know your favorite Russell's Reserve 13 batch. You know, the batch 1 is coming in the mail. UPS, like an hour or 2 ago, tried to deliver a package for me. Didn't even ring my doorbell. Put the sticker note on the wrong house. Ugh. UPS, do better. Because that bottle I would love to open up today and start getting ear into it so I can review it immediately, because it's a pretty good bottle. So stay tuned, because that should be soonish. I hope to pick it up tomorrow. Anyways, don't miss Monday's video on Whiskey's a Journey, Peter's channel. Great video, so definitely don't miss that. No links to the stuff I've been reviewing lately and the discount code. So if you're doing any Black Friday shopping soon, definitely get some savings on those products. Don't do nothing stupid, and if you do, don't get caught. Bye.